Welcome back, guys. This is Gaming with Austin. Today, Season 40... Oh, no, we're recording episode 47 now. One thing I'm gonna do is finish putting the lights on. You'll see... this is not the first time this stutters. It's normal to see that on the dual-core system. If I bought a gaming laptop, I'd go for one with an Intel Core i3. The new iPhone will be announced in about 2 days' time. Which means 2 days from now. But who needs a new iPhone anyway? Excuse me. Who needs an iPhone anyway? Who needs an iPhone anyway? An iPad would do better. Tablets tend to be cheaper than smartphones. What's even cheaper? Notebooks. What's even cheaper? Desktops. Which is why I prefer a desktop over a laptop. So I could focus on the game. If I had a laptop that had a desktop processor, that'd be pretty good on paper. Basically, I'd have a portable desktop with me. Literally, I would have a portable desktop. Some gaming laptops do have desktop processors inside, but they're expensive as shit. They're expensive as shit. Wanna know why? They need better cooling. CPU cooling in such a small form factor for a high-power CPU is not cheap. I think I'm better off building a desktop instead. Because For one, desktops are easier to service than laptops. Oops. Sometimes my face gets a little itchy. Why I'd rather build my own computer instead of buy a pre-built system? It's because the big box companies like Dell, HP, Apple, they tend to be pretty greedy. So greedy, in fact, they design their products just to fail after a year. Same with Lenovo. That's how greedy they are. We shouldn't sell our labor to other countries. The truth is, if we want to end all the wars, we need to stop exporting guns to countries that are really dangerous. Instead, export food instead. There's plenty more food than there are guns. Because there are people out there in Yemen that are starving. They need food too, or else they're gonna die. They don't deserve to die. They have the right to live just like everybody else. And their dogs and cats and pigs and horses and cattle, they all have the right to live. They all have the right to live. My opinion on capital punishment is it should be banned. For one, even though I'm not a religious person at all, I'm an agnostic, it does violate one of the 10 Commandments. Actually, it does violate one of the 10 Commandments of the Old Testament. You shouldn't kill people for any reason. And it's not just Christians that use the Old Testament, the Jews do it too. The problem with religion is they tend to have some lies in them. Look at countries that are ruled by religion. Look at the Middle East. Look at the Vatican. The Vatican doesn't even allow abortions under any circumstance. We need total separation from we need total separation of church and state all over the world, in which the church cannot control the state by any means, in which religion doesn't have any power. The people would have the power, not religion. In the Middle East, religion is the most powerful thing in the Middle East, which is why it's hard to change laws over there. The light's already finished. Monty Python's The Life of Brian tends to criticize religion in a satirical manner. The most important aspect is your health. Based on current projections, as AI gets better, eventually we'd be forced out of the jobs we love to keep. I got a little sidetracked. There, much better. Theocracies tend to be tyrannical. Look at Saudi Arabia. They're ruled by a religious tyrant. It's ruled by a religious tyrant. We all deserve our freedoms. Truth about animal rights groups is they usually tend to spread fake news through over-exaggeration. For me, I might think about working undercover. So I could investigate what's going on. Because sometimes they stage shit like that. Like skinning animals alive, a lot of it's entirely staged. The reason why veganism's growing among Jewish and Christian populations, for the Jewish population, yes, I'm talking about religion, not ethnic group. Factory farmed meat is usually non-kosher. Animals are crammed into tiny-ass sheds. Yes, that's actually kind of true. Sometimes farm workers beat the shit out of them. Excuse the profanity for a bit. A lot of it has to do with the fact that they're paid very little. Minimum wage. What we need is more humane slaughtering. But the problem is, no method of slaughter is humane at all. Look at capital punishment. It's still inhumane. Animals have the right to live, just like people. We're animals too. If I was to raise animals for food, I'd let nature take the course when it goes to death of the animal. I'd let them live a natural lifespan. Not butcher them up when they... Like, before I butcher them up, I check for any signs of life. And if there are no signs of life, yeah, I did an autopsy on the animal. If the animal died from age-related causes, I'd be okay to butcher that up. I wouldn't want to slaughter animals, because that's pretty sad. Because a lot of times, they tend to go for cheaper methods, so they can make more profit, while still exploiting the workers. Factory farms is an example of modern-day slavery. And I'm definitely against slavery. People who work at the fulfillment centers on for Amazon, they bust their asses just to make very little money. Same thing with factory farm workers. They bust their asses. Yes? Thank you. My friend Chuck was giving me my debit card. That's all. There are farmers out there busting their asses, making very little pay. If I was a farmer, I'd reduce the price. I'd sell food for pretty cheap. I'd keep costs low. Because I'd like to make sure everybody has enough food to eat. Even though I would bust my ass, I'd make the costs low for the greater good of everybody. I'd do it for the greater good of everybody. If I was a farmer, even though I'd bust my ass, I'd sell food for low cost. I'd keep the cost low to make sure everybody has enough food. Make sure there's enough for everybody. Factory farmers, they bust their asses just to bring home very little money. An example of a hard-working man who gets paid very little is a farmer. Even if they're a US citizen. Even if they work really hard just to feed all of us, they usually get paid very little. If it's worth it for everybody, I'd be good. The reason why factory farm workers get paid very little, the ones running the factory farms, they only care about profits, and that's about it. They don't care about how hard the workers work. They don't care about how hard they work. They care about money. Bezos, he doesn't care how hard his people work. He's a greedy jerk. The workers need to... What we need to do is start taxing the rich more. So we can have free healthcare for all. A single payer system. For all. That's what we all deserve. this farm, in this community, there'd be free healthcare for all. Because look at other countries. Japan, South Korea, Germany, the United Kingdom. They all have free healthcare. Why don't we have free healthcare? The government's using a lot of their money on war. To perpetuate a war. Similar to what George Orwell believed. Similar to what George Orwell believed in 1984. Yes, I'm talking about the book, 1984. The book, 1984. I think we need to put every student in constant surveillance unless they're taking a shit. Unless they're taking a shit or taking a piss, they should be under constant surveillance. Even in the classroom. Because there may be teachers out there that are perverted. Which is a pretty big problem. Not all teachers are perverts. They'd get caught on camera. If they catch you blurting out the N-word, you'd get kicked out. Maybe uttering racial slurs should be something that can get you expelled from school. It should be something that can get you expelled from school. First offense. Because it's not very nice. It's not very nice. In fact, it's really racist to be uttering the N-word. Yet people do it all the time. Moscow, Moscow. Moscow. Oh, 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 oh. Hey, Moscow, Moscow. Moscow barrel roll song as an internet meme came from the song. The riff of the song mainly came from Moscow by Genghis Khan. Yes? Thank you, Mom. Let's just take my med. The song Moscow by Genghis Khan is what inspired the barrel roll meme. That song, since they both have the same rhythm, they kind of remind me of one. The barrel roll song Moscow song kind of reminds me, because I was just looking up slab memes recently. One of those videos, the song Moscow, it's suspiciously sounded similar to barrel roll song from Star Fox SNES. Sounded suspiciously like the barrel roll song from Star Fox SNES. And I decide what the heck, compare it. They both sound very similar. Seriously. Seriously enough, they do sound very similar. Moscow, barrel roll, do a barrel roll, do a barrel roll, do a barrel roll. Moscow, ho 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 ho, hey, Moscow. If I was to vote for the next POTUS, I'd probably vote for either Bernie Sanders or Nikki Haley. Melania's one hot bitch. She is one hot bitch. Yes, I'm referring to Melania Trump. No, I'm not trying to be sexist. I am against sexism. If you're in a men's restroom and you see those pink or blue hockey pucks, don't eat them. They're gonna taste like shit. Even though I've never eaten a hockey puck before, from the men's restroom. Imagine if you used one of those urinal cakes for hockey pucks. Imagine what it'd be like if I pulled a prank on the Charlotte Checkers team. Like, the hockey team. By replacing all their hockey pucks with urinal cakes. Those hockey pucks broke into millions of pieces when they hit the net. That'd be pretty funny. That'd be a pretty mean prank that would also be pretty funny. Melania was a supermodel when she was younger. Melania Cheese Puff. Yes, I tend to refer to the Donald as President Cheese Puff because of his orange skin. Sickly orange skin. This is it for this video. I'll continue on next episode. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you liked this video. Dislike if you disliked it. Subs if you loved it. Bell icon to be notified for more. And as always, thank you for watching. And peace out.